Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the VidyaBox and welcome back to Bastard Bonds. It's been a while, but let's just kick myself up the ass and let's get on with it. I do need to go to the Tome House at one point, I remember that, but we're gonna just go back to the Stronghold because we finally bonded 3 people, and that means the entire party is now bonded. The entire whatever you want to call this mess of people is. So let's go and chat to Captain Logus first, and let's get his bond out of the way, and then we'll get Masood and Beauregard's bond. Leave. Oh man, I gotta talk, and I just woke up, man. I don't have much time to do recording today, so I just had to jump right on it as soon as I woke up. My throat is fucked. Okay. That night, Captain Logus comes to see you. You don't mind if I borrow your ear for a moment? Logus takes a stool beside you and gazes into the firelight, a tired expression stretched across his face. This may come as a surprise to you, but I was a naval captain before I was a Lucatite. Can't believe I got that word right. For more than 15 years, I sailed the waters between Crest and Sarath, sometimes as a freighter, sometimes as a patrol. Nothing like it being out on the water. Maybe I just got too cocky. Started thinking of the ship as mine, the crew as mine, the ocean as mine. I did my job, of course, but that became an afterthought. I was often tasked with taking down pirates, but I often found ways to deal with them that didn't involve stringing them up. I was never specifically told to string them up, of course. Not at first, anyway. But when word got back to the nobility in Crest, they weren't too happy. I was reprimanded, giving a stern warning and all, but you can imagine what they thought of that, I'm sure. I kept doing things my way. I foolishly thought that there was nothing that they could do about it. Eventually, they'd had enough and put a sniffer in my crew. We had on different hands all the time, so I thought nothing of it, really. But when we got back into port, they're waiting with guards, and this swabber turns around and puts me under arrest for defying the crown. What was I going to say? I did defy the crown, didn't I? Oh, that was probably bad enough, but I fought them. My crew came to my side, or most of them did. It didn't matter. They beat us down, put me on trial, and executed 9 of my sailors. They made me watch. Fuck. As for me, I'll give you 3 guesses as to what old Captain Logus's fate was. They wanted to make sure that the other captains in their employ got the message loud and clear, and fell into line like trained hounds. I'm really bad at talking today. Well, I've been trying to find a way off this island ever since. I found that boat, but before you came along, I never managed to put together a crew enough to actually sail it. That lot of good that did us. At least now we know our enemy, such as it is. I got no idea how we're gonna overcome a what? A pseudo-catch? Pseudo-catch. Pseudo-catch. But when you don't have any ideas, that's when you get creative, ain't it? Anyway, thanks for everything, for getting me out of the shipyard, for lighting that beacon, for patching me up and bringing me along. You've done enough to prove to me that you're the stuff a real captain is made of, and for that I salute you. Alright, let's see what his bond item is. Good God, I should not have had whiskey last night. My mouth's all dry, my head's all fucking, you know, rocking about. So where is your bond? Yeah, he gave us a compass. Nice. Now, we should get Masood's out of the way. Masood's, it's not going to be very eventful. I think it's going to be just like all the other demons. Or at least that's what I'm kind of expecting. Pretty much. I think that's what it's going to be. You're a most unusual being. When I agreed to serve you, I expected a little more than a trite amusement, but now I find myself embroiled in your struggles. It's not often that I learn something unexpected of mortals and the working of their minds, but... Yep, it's exactly the same as the others. Well, we have the trust of the Lucart Wrestling Championship. LCW. That's Leicestershire Pro Wrestling. Now let's get Beauregard out of the way. And then we can get back to just kind of taking on whoever we want, but we do need to take Logus with us somewhere, with Peregrine, I believe. Good to see you, mate. Come to chat. This fucking island. There is something really weird happening here. It'd be a lot easier to toss my hat into the sea and spend the rest of my days getting drunk at the shipyard. Ah well. This is more fun, probably. Nobody at the shipyard took me seriously anyway. Oh yeah, that is true. Everyone was kind of a dick to him, weren't they? I picked up, while I was just like getting them bonded, I picked up what little things I thought could be valuable. It just happened to be cake, so don't tell don't tell Greening that we're just getting rid of it. We do have this sumptuous garden that I will need to take to the... Well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if I take it to the Tome House or not. We have all the money. So, why am I leaving manually? I don't know. Oh, I gotta read again. Nice gams, dude. That night, Beauregard comes to see you. If I may have a word. It is strange for me to work in such an unstructured group. Everyone manages to hold it together and look out for one another, but my rank means little. Don't think I'm complaining, of course. It's difficult to describe exactly how I feel, but my whole world has been turned upside down, so it almost feels proper. Like just one more thing to have been left behind. I've been thinking about what I would have done if I had been released from that curse before you arrived. If I woke up in that place alone. I'm no stranger to confusion now, of course, but I can only imagine how much worse it would have been. I might very well have fallen upon my own blade in desperation. I still think about doing it sometimes, but then seeing everything you've built stops me. You've given an old relic some direction, and a glimpse of clarity in a world that isn't meant for me. For that, I thank you. This is something the Queen gave to me long ago. It isn't really worth anything, and it isn't even gold. No more than a trinket, I suppose, but it was a symbol of my duty to her. Now that that duty has been fulfilled, I have no need of it, and I offer it to you instead, as a token of my loyalty. Where you lead, Beauregard will follow. This I promise. Well, apparently I'm heading straight... I'm beelining straight for the land of low-cut tops, you know. So, let's see what he gave us. He gave us, I believe this just to be a necklace. Well, that's cool. It's not like a... let's just move on. I don't really want to talk about dick piercings again. I can never get on with, like, dick piercings. The very thought of them is like... Oh, it turns my head. Like, anything to do with, like, even slightly mutilating a dick is way too much. Let's have a look at the party and let's see if we can get, so we'll remove Mr. Beauregard for now. I think we need Peregrine and Captain Logus. Just give me a second to find the sheet. And this is our party for this little map. So it is Captain Logus, it's Peregrine, and it's Borgnina that we need to bring along. So let's do that. I know the dry tavern's around here somewhere. There we go. Right at the bottom left. Let me just, I hope that Borgnina is even equipped. This building looks to have been a roadside tavern once, possibly catering to sailors. Like everything else here, it has fallen into disrepair and overgrown. Logus, take a quick look down that hallway and holler if you see anything. Aye, one moment. I'm not in the mood for another fight today. This place had better be clear. I wonder if my, like, mood actually affects all of my dialogue. I wonder. Yeah, that last one was a bit much. This seems okay, though. We can make this work until we get back to the stronghold. Wonder if I should have brought Paul. Looks like we're clear, but there's a lot of room at the end of the hall. We should know what's in there before we start taking our boots off. Peregrine, go check it out. Right, on my way. Borgnina's had nothing to say, so maybe Paul would also have nothing to say. Let's hope he doesn't find anything. Wow, Peregrine, that was amazing. We'd never be able to make it through all this without you. Don't give me that Garrick-esque stuff. It's so kind of you to say so. I'm so glad to be helpful. We appreciate your contribution, Peregrine. Just wanted you to know that. Hold on a second, what's this? Oh, Peregrine, look at the devil you have. We'll just be taking that. Oh, is this a fucking Nishka? Do I have to, like, challenge him on what he found? Right. Lock taken care of. Coast is clear. Great. Time to bar the doors and hit the sack. I can't stay awake another minute. Of course, the moment you actually lay down to sleep, you find yourself wide awake. After an hour or more of staring at the ceiling and becoming increasingly frustrated, you decide to get up and quietly go sit near the fire. Yeah, I have nights like that all the time. Fucking having insomnia is not a great thing. As you step out of the hallway, you hear voices murmuring quietly. He really doesn't need to know. It'll serve him right for being a cunt today. It could be our little secret. You decide to creep closer and listen. Alright, I'm in. What do I have to do? Well, for starters, you have to swear you're not going to back down. I'm in this for keeps. Don't want to be disappointed if you turn out to be a quitter. The fuck? What, you want me to swear on my art or something? I am with you, and the boss will never need to know about it. Satisfied? Fine, I'll trust you. I'm listening. They're definitely up to something, and they do not seem to be pleased with you. I'll fucking dismiss you both. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I filled these glasses with the whiskey I found earlier. You've got 6 glasses, right? Right, 6, and damn you for not just letting me drink it. Patience, good captain. I'm gonna flip a coin, and you're gonna guess what it lands on. If you guess right, then you get the coin. If you guess wrong, you take a drink. Tell me something really dirty you've done, then you get the coin. When I have the coin, I flip it, and you do the same. You got it. What happens if I run out of whiskey? If you have no more, if you have no more whiskey left and you lose the coin toss, then I get your culottes. And if you got no culottes, I get you on the floor, and no complaining. It'll be you complaining when I'm the one putting you through the floorboards. Go find out. Here's your first toss. Heads. Wrong. Pseudo? You breathe a heavy sigh of relief. Seems like their grand plot against you was simply to cut you out of a drinking game. Logus takes a pre-poured glass of whiskey and drinks it straight to the bottom in one long drag, and puts the glass on the floor and braces his head against his knees. A dirty story, huh? There was one time that my crew and I hated this senator we were working for. I mean, we really hated the guy. He was the highest, frilliest twat you ever saw. I love the word twat. It's so good. Nothing spoils, like, the word twat than the American pronunciation of it, though. I'm sorry. I really can't get on with twat. I mean, I guess it's different like, we're worlds apart, but... twat is such a good fucking word. It's just... oh, it's acidic, you know. It's acidic and punchy. Twat! Well... while going over the shipping manifest for the job that we were on, I noticed there were a few barrels of expensive pickles bound for his estate. The good stuff, with spices from the south, you know. Yeah, I love those ones. It's no surprise he wanted to skim the shipment. Well, I thought I'd give my men a chance to skim the shipment too. Before we came into port, we cracked open the barrel and we all took turns pumping our sweet... They jizzed into it. Please tell me it was Senator Malcolm. I think that was his name. He was a pretty popular man to hate. Captain, I could kiss you. Malky is the one who got me shipped out of here. Now, thinking about him with a belly full of sour sailor's pickles makes it all worth it. Now, don't you go thanking me yet. My toss now, remember. Heads. Ah, wrong. Damn it. After a story like that, I'm gonna have to really step it up. Okay, so there was this one time. You sit and listen secretly as Peregrine and Logus share drinks and swap lurid stories about their lewdest escapades. As the two keep trying to outdo one another, their tales grow taller and lewder, and you're almost certain they've begun inventing them. Even though you haven't been invited, listening to their tales is extremely diverting, and the hours slip away as quickly for you as the whiskey does for them. Alright, Peregrine, that was my drink. My last drink. How many do you've left? 2? No, just one. One drink. It's my toss, right? Right, here goes. Logus is quite drunk, and he misses catching the coin. It hits the floor and rolls right past your hiding spot. Ah, Logus, you old ass, I'll get it. Logus suddenly stands up and kicks his stool aside, tearing off his clothes as he does. Forget the coin, finish your drink, and drive me aground. Captain, the game isn't... Wow, Logus, your body is really, really looking like a good body right now. Yes, it is, so get over and crash into it. I'm tired of waiting. You're so forward all of a sudden. Didn't you wonder why none of my stories had comely maidens or busty wenches? Logus has never been pretty enough to even think about ending a wife, and honestly, I couldn't be bothered. Fucking orcs, man. All that work and then all the pressure to plant a girl in her. I don't need it. Why anyone would long for port when his sailors are beside him at sea is beyond me. Well, this damn island is my ship now, and this captain's been lonely a wretched long time, sailor. I need you. Please. Is that what you call sweet talk? And after you promised you'd play by the rules, too. Peregrine lifts his drink to his lips and empties it in one long, decisive swig. Well, consider me sweet-talked. Who needs rules, anyway? Peregrine and Logus waste no time in getting acquainted with one another's bodies. You decide to take this opportunity to escape back to your room before being discovered. Still, why was I a cunt, assholes? Oh, it does look like he's just thumbing his eyeballs. You managed to return to your room without being discovered or waking anybody else. It would have been fun to be invited to the game, but it's clear the two of them have shared something special tonight, and you drift off to sleep with a grin on your face, as you recall some of their absurd yarns. I do like that word. A ripping yarn. You assemble outside the old tavern, and the morning is bright and dewy. Peregrine and Logus are avoiding eye contact with one another, and they both stink of liquor. Sleep well, gentlemen. Oh yeah, that's just great. Glad to hear it. And by the way, I'm sorry I was such an arsehole yesterday. I shouldn't offload my foul mood onto my friends. Forgive me. My foul mood... I didn't pick up on that, really. I don't know. He grins and waves you off. Don't worry about it. We all act like cunts from time to time. Isn't that right, Logus? If you've ever seen an orc blush as hard as Logus is blushing, you can't recall. Knowing what you know about how their night played out, you just grin and don't ask questions. Logus clears his throat and averts his eyes for a moment, as he attempts to regain his composure. You wonder if the two of them will be closer now, or if this was just a one-time thing. Okay, but the place itself? Nothing in it, right? No loot? We'll just have a quick skim. We're coming up to like roughly 20 minutes on the video. Plus, I need to really double check just how long I'm going to be alone today for recording purposes. Stuff like that. And guys, I actually this might be a little interesting story. Does anybody like ironically, The Room? You know, the movie with Tommy Wiseau, and you know, you must know what The Room is by now. Well, I picked up the audiobook for it. I struggled to get my hands on it, because Audible wouldn't sell it to UK residents or anything, for some reason. And, yeah, I finally got my hands on it, and oh my god, I cannot recommend listening to an audiobook more than that. Like, if you can get it, especially if it's on Audible or something like that, and you can get it with a credit, do it. It's so fucking good. I can't stress just how interesting it is to listen to. Good god. It's just great. You know? Cliffside Farm. I don't think there's anybody who needs to go to Cliffside Farm. This old farm looks like it might have once been used to corral animals, and there are hints that it might still see occasional use as shelter. Well, if it's nothing big, I guess I could... We've only come to 20 minutes, so we could take this, we could stretch this out a little longer. Yeah, traitor, calling me a cunt. Right, Who else can we level up? I think we'll bring along Vankin. Or, no, we'll bring along Carillo. Even though he's not got the best of gear on him. It doesn't matter. We have Khardag and Meteoric, and the two equals, like, permanent death. So this whole farm, yep. What else have I listened to? I listened to, anybody like Zero Punctuation? Well, I listened to Yahtzee Crowshaw's most recent book. I just need to listen to the other two that he's written. It's very interesting. I don't normally like sci-fi. I normally absolutely despise it. I really can't get on with it, kind of thing. So we've got 2 archers now, which is great. One of them's dazed. Can Carillo make it in? He can just, and he does have Whisper Walk, so... There we go. Nice, critical of 278. Let's have a look. Let's compare their stats, actually. Well, Carillo's a lot lower level, but, it does seem like they're kind of on the same path, so I guess that was just unlucky for Peregrine. And unfortunately for Borgnina, I don't think that she's gonna really get a turn. Nah, not in this combat. Another makeshift bow, we don't need it. What's in these crates? Beer. No, we didn't need that. Nobody in this room. A normal key and some rope. We already have rope. Nothing else here. But yeah, like, if you can, go and fucking get The Disaster Artist, My Life Inside the Room. It's such a great book. And Greg Sestero, the guy who wrote it and started it, and does the voiceover, he has the best Tommy Wiseau impression in the fucking world, and it showcases just how much an asshole Tommy was. It kind of confirms all of my suspicions that he is just, like, undiagnosed autistic. You know, like, there was no chance of him being diagnosed in, like, a Soviet wherever he grew up in. And, you know, it goes through, like, what little Greg has been told of his past, and how he got his money, and how he financed the film, and everything like that. Oh, just... good God, it's such a refreshing thing to listen to. Let's head straight through the door. This guy's unaware, so we can just kind of attack him however much we want, but Carillo is not stealthy, I don't think. Let's bring Khardag in and put him to the right-hand side. It doesn't matter. As soon as Khardag gets in there, it's over for them. Man, part of me, oh shit, he disarmed me. He disarmed my goddamn... Nope. You do not do that. You do not disarm my perfume. Aurochs. I've never really heard of these referred to as Aurochs. There we go. So these guys do have an invulnerable status. I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful of that. Let me see if I can move and then take a safe shot. I'm out of range. Luck of the devil. Damn it. Okay. Of course I'm out of range. And I fumbled. Great. Well, he's not in the combat this round. Damn it! Well, Borgnina, you're on your own there. So let's just defend. We're probably going to proc his invulnerability by shooting with the... Yep. Okay. Well, the least we can do is just kind of get some money, but if we make him fumble, then it just means that we're going to be here forever. But yeah, I can recommend Yahtzee's book. I thought it was very neat. I thought it kept on moving places. It didn't, you know, it didn't linger, didn't languish in one place for too often. I don't normally like sci-fi, with exceptions being like System Shock, I guess. Damn, I'm actually taking damage. For once. Do you remember that? When I took damage? Get the floral oil. Which I could probably go with another accessory by now, actually. Yeah, I can absolutely recommend it. It's fun. It's got some dry wit to it. It's got some humor. I like the performance. well, it's his book. You would expect to like the performance. You would expect it to be kind of, you know, lively and accurate, etc. Nothing here, no. I guess we just kind of killed like the balls of aurochs that the centaurs were using for meat, maybe? I don't know, let's get out of here. But Greg Sestero is just... Oh man, you want to hug the guy after you listen to The Disaster Artist. They're making that into a movie as well. And thankfully they've changed the title from The Masterpiece to The Disaster Artist. It makes more sense that way, I feel. So yeah, like just 2 audiobooks that I'd really recommend there. We'll Save the Galaxy for Food and The Disaster Artist, My Life Inside the Room. Really, really good. On top, speaking of like books and stuff, you guys might have realized that I'm crazy into Berserk. Well, I had a pretty berserking birthday. My birthday was on the 8th. I didn't make too big of a deal about it, but for one thing, Berserk and the Band of the Hawk came out, or Berserk Warriors. Berserk and the Band of the Hawk is a shitty title. That came out, like, I forget exactly when, just like around the later period of February. So I started a little Let's Play on that, like now and again I'll contribute to it. I need to get around to it. All the other kind of series that I'm doing, but hey. And that seems good. But on my birthday, I went to our little roleplay group, and our friend Adrian there is like, I couldn't find a gift that's shitty, because like usually we give gifts that are like really, really terrible, like The Prince and the Surfer, starring Timothy Bottoms. Yeah, Timothy Bottoms. And like other things that are kind of cringe, but he just said I couldn't find anything good. What's this? Coastal Tower. Well, we might do that next episode. But yeah, he just straight up bought me the Berserk movies because he knew that I hadn't seen the movies yet, and I was kind of alright into the anime. On top of that, the fucking manga started coming into stock on Amazon, which is great, and also, well, my friend made me this. Like, my character is like kind of inspired by like Berserk, and he made a little cute chibi version of my Lunar Exalted. This is Leon. Isn't it fucking adorable? Even made like a glow-in-the-dark sword and everything. So I had a great birthday. So, you guys, I will see you in the next episode. Take care of yourselves, and hopefully the next episode won't take as long as it did for this one to come out. Taddy bye.